Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stampin' with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to CraftSpot. Hello, hello. Do say hello if you are here and watching, or let me know if you're watching the replay. And thank you for coming along on my crafting adventure today. I uh, I love getting together with you. I love hanging out with you. I love to hear what's going on in your world. So let me know what you've been up to so far this week. It's Wednesday. Wednesday already. Oh my goodness. And Christmas is coming, like it or not. Well, we like it. We just don't want it to come too fast. But here it is. It's coming. Yes. Alrighty. I am just going to see if I can find us on this other device here and see your comments. I always like to see what you have to say, what you have to share, and all the rest of that. So there we go. Okay. So hopefully you have at least many of your Christmas cards made, maybe most of them, maybe even all of them. I haven't actually stopped to assess how many I have. I know I've made an awful lot, but I also have three craft sales coming up. So I'm hoping to sell some of them. So for me, having cards made is about more than just having them ready for the ones that I want to send out. But hopefully you have all the cards that you're planning to send made or close to made. And if you don't, or even if you do, you're probably looking at your packages of all that beautiful designer series paper that used to be lovely 12 by 12 sheets, and now it's little bits and little strips and and you're like, what am I going to do with this? Because we can't just throw it away. We have to do something with it, right? So today we're going to do something with some of those scraps. And if you have followed me, you have probably seen some of this before, but always a good reminder. And obviously this year I'm using different papers than I've used in the past. So let's head down to the craft table and we can get started. Okay, there we go. So I have put out, well, I haven't really put them out. They just landed here. Some scraps, and we will get to those. And there's a piece of cardstock sitting here. Uh, Hopefully, I have most everything organized. Did you hear how cautiously I said all that? Yes, the best laid plans and all those things. And I try to be organized and I try to have it all thought out and everything. But, you know, sometimes that's hard. So, anyway, yes. So here we go. What we are going to start with. Do you have these little strips? You cut your piece and then at the end there was just a little strip left. And this one, I don't remember if I was going to use it for something or whether it's a half an inch. So there might have been something that I was using 11 and a half inches. I'm trying to look at what's on the back is pictures that I would have fussy cut. So I'm not certain, but look, I have two of them. So these are lovely strips of uh, real red cardstock with little trees on them. So they are certainly excellent for crafting with still. And then I have a bunch of blue strips. This is all from the Very Christmas Sweet paper. So if you have any of that, it includes these presents, the green, sort of the Nordic patterns. Uh, this stuff. This is the paper that has the polar bears on the icebergs and just some awesome, cute things in there. Some stuff that's great for fussy cutting the polar bears and all that. This is the top of the polar bear paper, but I know the bottom is missing, so that's not really helpful, is it? But this is where we had the polar bear with the bunny decorating the tree and things. So hopefully you have a bit of an idea of the paper that I'm using, but you can use any paper at all. There's, you know, this is crafting. There's not generally very many rules, if any, All right. So what have we done? What are we going to do? I have a piece of basic white cardstock. I have cut it 3 3/4. No, sorry, 3.5 by 4 3/4. And somewhere in this, my desk is in chaos because I'm getting ready for a craft sale and I'm finishing off some projects, and then I'm doing this, and this is bits and pieces, and it's, I don't know what exactly I'm going to want to use. And you know, so all systems are normal and regular and all the rest of it. Nothing much different, she says as she hunts for her tape runner, which she's quite sure, not positive, but quite sure, yes, quite sure is on the table. And look, here it is. Okay, so I am going to just put some tape runner all around my tree. I have flipped, this is the back, by the way. Turned it over, and it doesn't, there's not a big difference front to back, but a little bit. It just, the lines from the die cutting just look ever so slightly different. So just better as the drill is like. So I got a little bit of tape runner into my gap here, so I'm just pulling it out of the way because I don't want sticky stuff on the right side. Okay, and then I am just going to take my strips of paper, and I'm going to use some of these. Actually, I guess they all kind of fit, but you're just going to lay it down over the top like that. And you can, it's a good idea to remember what you use. Oh my goodness, you can hardly even see that first time, but that's okay. We'll just continue. And so I'm just going to go and put these up against each other. I'm just going to grab my scissors, I think, and cut some of this off as we go. It can be another strip. I'm going to use some of this red. We're just putting these down up against the piece above it. No right or wrong, no order, no, that's, it's a little trim. Oh, and this has an element of, ooh, it's magic when you flip it over. If you don't need to flip it over until you're finished, which implies you have a little bit of a clue of, what you put above, and you can sort of remember all those things and know where you want to go with your next row. And then finish off with another bit of red here. So, and then, are we ready? Look at that. Isn't that fun? Quick and easy and fun. I'm using up scraps. Like, does it get any better? Now, I did not cut a bottom for the tree. I probably should have die cut a bottom. I have some close by that I was going to use for another project, but we'll just borrow them. We can do that. Look, pecan pie right here. That might have been a little bit nicer underneath. Can I get it? No, I don't think I can get it underneath. It's gonna have to go here. So you know what I do need? What I need in the Merriest Trees stamp set. Look what we have. We have a trunk or a stump or a whatever. Okay, now here's the next dilemma. And again, I don't know whether it's really right or wrong, but I have wondered supposed to be pointed into the ground, or is it pointed to go on this part of the tree trunk? I'm not certain, but I think it goes on this part of the tree trunk. Hello, Claire. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Have you used this tree trunk from the Merriest Trees stamp set? It's this stamp right here. And I'm thinking that this goes into the die cut area of the tree because it's, the little point is facing up on the stamp case. So I'm using that as my clue. I'm not positive it really matters, but that's how we're going to do it. But I, of course, didn't bring ink. So one moment. There we go. Claire, I'm not sure whether you've ever seen my Facebook Lives before or not. I call them my crafting adventure because when you come with me, it's often an adventure. I jump around, I do different things. Some things work, some things don't. It's but ultimately we end up with some really cool cards, and sometimes I surprise even myself. There we go. That is better. It needed trunk. It needed something to stand on. I could have done some, some snow or something that it was in a snowy area, but I kind of like the trunk. Now, I just need to put, I'm going to cover up some of the trunk probably when I put a sentiment on, but that will be okay. Now, I also, I cut a bunch of border layers, and I didn't know what I was going to want and what size, and so hopefully I have some that are an appropriate size. So clearly we're not using Balmy Blue and Real Red because they aren't exactly the same size. But I do think I want Balmy Blue, and this is Misty Moonlight. So I think these are different sizes. So we could do this. Oh yes, I think so. I think I like it. So what I am going to do now, because I have narrow borders, narrow layers, I'm going to use liquid glue. And this is one that I was using at the retreat on the weekend, and it's almost empty, but it's working right now. So we're good. Okay. I'll clean that out of the way. Just going to put this down onto here. The advantage, of course, of the liquid glue is it gives me a moment just to wiggle this into its final position. That's good. And then we'll give it a nice rub on the back because who doesn't like a nice back rub? Okay. And then we'll put it onto the red. Blue is really flowing over there. Not quite sure what's up with him, but he was not on an airplane. You ever done that? You take craft supplies in your suitcase. You go on an airplane and the pressure changes and stuff, and then you open it. And, whoa! Here it comes. Be ready. Oh, thanks, Claire. I like the element of surprise with these cards. You've got all your strips and you like them, but you're never really sure exactly what it's going to look like until you flip it over and take a peek. Okay. This is thick basic white cardstock, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4.25. There we go. Got a nice press. And then this will go on to here, and I think I might pop this up with dimensionals. What do we think? Let me see what we're going to do for a sentiment. I did have this joy and piece that I stamped just because I was checking it. But I have some more, and I have Happy Christmas Wishes. This is from the Fun and Festive stamp set, which is also very fun and very festive. Let's just stamp it. It's quite long though, so I wasn't certain it was going to look quite right, but we'll give it a stamp here and we will see. I am using Real Red for this. Just, of course, it would probably look better if I stamped it straight, but that's why I use the two-sided cardstock, right? That looks better. Okay, let me just, I don't have a lot of space to put these things, so I am actually just going to give him a bit of a scrub, clean them off so I don't get real red ink anywhere that I don't want real red ink. All right, here we go. Okay. And I think, why don't we give him a little bit of a snip and snip. There we go. And right onto there. I don't think it's too long. This just seems to have, if you ever notice a cut, I'll say ridge, and I don't know whether, well, it really shows up, but there was just a little, you can kind of see on the bottom here, there's still just a little bit of a ridge as you cut your paper. Sometimes the blade just puts a little bit of a ridge there as it presses down and cuts. And so if you just take your bone folder and kind of brush it along there, okay, see, it's gone now. So now my paper just looks nice and flat, which is of course what we want. Generally what we're after, flat paper, except if we emboss it, then we want bumpy paper, don't we? Dimensionals on here. These are cut in half because there's, I use these on my, well, I use them on everything because they're sitting right handy, but this is narrow, and the big ones I end up putting over the edge in places where I just don't want them. And it's this brain, so I think that is straight, and then, as I said, we were gonna pop this whole thing up on dimensionals, so we will do that. Then I also die cut star for the top of our tree. I have a couple of those sitting here to see if they have a use. There we go. So originally I cut gold, thinking, the gold star on top of the tree, and then I thought, oh, mostly blue. I think I might prefer a silver star. So what do we think? Silver. I also cut this star, which I think is a little bit larger. Here's the gold one. Nope. It just, the silver goes with the light blue. Light blue and silver. It's beautiful for Christmas. So we have that star. Oh, that's kind of hard to see, isn't it? It's very, very glarish. It is silver. Trust me, it is. This is the adhesive backed silver glimmer paper that is available as one from one of our online exclusives. Almost looks a little small though. I don't know. But I think it looks better with a star. What do I think? Maybe with a star. Maybe I'll put it, if I put it down low-ish. So guinea pig moment. This is the first time I've used this. I think this should just come off. Similar, yes, look at that. Similar to our adhesive sheets. So there's, oops, where are we? Oh, it won't focus because there we go. That's the backing. And now, hopefully, my star is sticky. Right near the top there. There we go. But then we need a more bling, of course, because, well, because because we can. Oh, I so love these in color dots. Unfortunately, they're not really the right colors for what we're working with. So let's see what else we have in here. These are blueberry. They and they look like blueberry when you put them up against the other colors. I have snowflakes. I don't know that I have snowflakes. We have here. This is Misty Moonlight. These are the tinsel gems, the 3-pack. So the 3-pack has Misty Moonlight. Some of those, they might be nice. Let's just throw some of these on here. Let's see what we think. Oh, they are sparkly because they're called tinsel gems, but I guess because they have little tinsely bits inside. Should have been over there, perhaps. I will throw just the big one over there. There we go. That will work. It's in the middle of a big mess, but hopefully you can kind of see that. You can do this as well with ribbon. If you have ribbons, around bits of ribbon, you know, the end of the roll, you don't know what else to do. There's not enough to tie a bow or whatever, you can layer ribbon across here as well. So it's great for your strips of designer series paper or ribbon, whatever you have, whatever leftover bits you have. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is once you've used up all these strips on all your Christmas trees and things, and you of course can do other shapes, other die cuts and things with those. And you can also, I should have done this. You can do so I put this on the back of the negative, I guess it would be. You can put your strips on the die cut, so the actual tree, and then it would be on top of something. Should have thought of that. I know my trees are they're over on my counter, but then the other thing you end up with often is little bits, little ends and edges and things like that. And what do you do with those? So what I do is cut them all into different sizes, or, you know, like whatever squared off size I can get out of it. And then I mount them on cardstock. So I am going to use Balmy Blue for these. So I've got 2.5 by 1 3/4. So 2.5. I want 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. I want 2. Okay, and then we will just mount that on. And we have 2 3/4. We want 3 by 2 1/4. So I just add a 1/4 inch to my sizing, which is sort of standard standard layering size. Right? Do we want another? We'll do one more here. So now I want 2 by 2¼ Anything that is 2 inches. Yes, he is 2¼ This is also a great way. Do you keep this? Everybody has their own way of storing things, but I store all of my cardstock in a file cabinet. So I have a hanging folder with my full pack of cardstock, Balmy Blue in this case. And then I have a file folder, Balmy Blue, and this is all of my scraps. And these are my narrow strips. So I try to keep, usually it's 1/2 inch, but I see I have some 1/4 inch there. So I try to keep those kind of congregated. And then I can do crafting with strips, and I can just go and grab the appropriate colors very easily. Clearly, that's not the piece I was cutting that for. I was cutting it for this piece, yes. Okay, so let's start with this and see where that takes us. So once you've got your pieces cut, you're just going to put all your design series paper onto all of your cardstock layers. Right? And you can do this with any sizes and shapes and papers you can mix and match. We could throw in some red, couldn't we? Oh, what we're going to do yet. I sort of planned that we were going to use these scraps, but I didn't plan in what way. That's the element of surprise. And you could even use some of your strips. So we could put this piece of this onto Balmy Blue. We could put it right past. Oh, nice. I'm just going to set that there just in case I want to do something with that. Well, it seems like once you start crafting with this, all of a sudden you start, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. Okay, another thick basic white card base. And again, I have, oh, what I am going to want to do something. I'm going to mount this guy because, so I want 2½ by 1½ grab a piece of, no, lost color. Oh, here we go. 2½ walk there where it belongs. Here. See that I wanted something, some red, because I did this for a layer. This is real red, and this is the Christmas. Hello, Judy. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. It's an embossing folder, and it's really cute. Okay, and then you just sort of put your pieces down however you wish. Maybe something like that, something like this. Don't know about this. Well, could go. And then, then we need to punch maybe a circle for our sentiment. That could work. And then I'm going to need something for a layer. But I have some other cardstock here. We're okay so far. I just don't have my punches here. Details, I was thinking I'd do strips for my sentiments, but I do have some cards cardstock scraps, I think, but I stacked them up here. I put them somewhere safe. Yes, that's it. What's this? These are kind of small. I would have to do a very small sentiment. Oh, here's a big piece. Look what we have. Oh, that shall be perfect. Now we just need to decide what sentiment we want that will fit on there. How about, let's see what we have here. I don't think any of these are lovely, but these are a little big. Deck the halls, will that fit? Don't know what size that is. Maybe something a little bit smaller. A little smaller, like Christmas is better together. Oh, that's definitely smaller. I could do Noel. Would work. Let me grab a couple of punches. Of course, I don't have them out. So I think this is the 2-inch punch. And pretty darn sure. Oh, pretty darn sure I'm wrong that Noel will fit in there. That will not work. Okay. So we're not doing that one. We did make, oh, we could, will Joy and Peace fit in here? No, that won't fit either. What are you thinking? It's crazy. Let's see. Hey, we're going off, we're going off script, not off the script. We're not using a script. We've left the original plan in the dust, and we're moving to something else. Okay, what do we have here? Christmas. These are all well. Oh, I wonder if this. This is love. Oh, we have some over there. Okay, so we can do this, but let's just see if Merry Christmas might be just a little snug. But look, we have Let Your Heart Be Light. All is merry and bright. That's lovely. And that will totally fit in there. This is wishing you a season of hope and light. Lots of appropriate shape sentiments here. But let's stop there. Quit while we're ahead or something like that. I don't know that we're actually ahead, but we'll quit there. Okay. And we've got a good quantity of red going on, but it's going to go on to Balmy Blue probably, or maybe Misty Moonlight. Should we stamp in red? What the heck? Stamp in red. Red is very Christmas, very festive. Put this right in the middle. There we go. And the beauty of punches is that you don't really have to worry about your sentiment being a little bit tilted because you can fix it. I wonder. Okay, so here's your next trick. When you're if your paper is not large enough to hold on to outside of your punch, you take a piece of Post-it note and you make a little handle. And then you can. This could perhaps go in the 1 3/4 inch punch. I'm going to, just because it's getting a little large. Let's try 1 3/4 and see Oh, that'll totally fit in there. It will be fine. There we go. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to do gems. We're going to do a bow. Should I put it up high so we can put a bow out the bottom? It'll cover up my presents. Nothing's glued down. I can put the presents at the top, couldn't I? Oh, see how it goes? Okay, I'm going to take this out of the punch for a minute. So we could do something like this. Then the presents will show. And we could still put a bow on the bottom. Okay. I like the idea of a bow. Let's do a bow. So we're going to put this sentiment towards the top of the circle so that we can stick the bow to it. Okay, now what do we think? Balmy blue. We'll try balmy blue. So now I'm using the 2-inch for my border. I got out the 2 3/8, thinking I was going to use the 2-inch for my sentiment, but we've just made everything a little bit smaller. Real red and balmy blue. Like, it's just a beautiful combo. I do like it. And I don't know. Do we need, this was going to be a layer, this must be new light. So, you want this to be a layer in the future, you put your punch right in the middle, and then you can still use it for layering later. It does pop a little bit more, doesn't it? Because this is very balmy blue. Not sure I like how I have these arranged. Might need to, could do them all this way. Okay, I'm going to do balmy blue or misty moonlight. So let's stick this on so we can play with the comings and the goings, shall we say. Okay, and then doesn't really need to be on the card base just yet, but do something like this. What do we think? And you don't have to use 3 of these pieces. You could use 2. You can do different sizing. Actually, we have a different sizing here if we wanted less. And then, see, then we see more of this. That might be a better way to go. You can also end up with too many choices and you don't know what you want to do. Since it's all very, free flowing, no rules and all that stuff. Like that, or this guy this way. Something like, it's close, but no, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, I'm going to glue some of this stuff down because I'm starting to get confused. So we're going to put this guy, and you know what? Ultimately, once you have it all down, you don't remember what else you were thinking about. It's always my theory. No one else will see the 18,000 things we tried before we settled on one. Blue. This top guy. Huh? I don't know what's with this glue. I gotta put this lid back on right away. It is just, it's flowing out kind of all on its own, which is sort of nice. It's not gushing out. But you see, able to see the word decorations or decoration, because that's another word there. Okay, and then it's a case of, do we want a little bit of blue, I think. Hopefully we still have room for our bowl. I think it'll work. We will make it work. Need to find some ribbon too, because, you know, that was not on the original plan. Okay, this was flowing out, now it won't come at all. Oh, good grief. Okay. Okay. I'll put this one about there, so it's not lined up, just so it looks a little bit different. And then I'm going to put the sentiment on with dimensionals. Give him a little. Well, okay, and then this will go onto the card base. Anytime you have embossed cardstock, liquid glue is the adhesive that you probably want to use, because the glue gets in all the little crevices and it spreads over the flat area so that you have lots of good adhesive coverage. If you use tape runner, it will only end up on the high spots. So you either have to put a lot of tape runner on, which will work, it will work fine, or otherwise, you know, if you're just doing kind of your corners with your tape runner, it's not always enough coverage to stick because you don't have sticky stuff sticking everywhere that you put it, because some of it is raised. Okay. Now we have, oh my goodness, what do we have for ribbon? We have, I think this is Night of Me, but it almost coordinates with the Misty Moonlight. And I have Real Red. Okay, you know what? When you can't decide, you just tie a couple of bows, one of each flavor. This is the Real Red and Garden Green combo pack. So there is a roll of Real Red ribbon and a roll of Garden Green ribbon in this. It's very cottony feeling. I don't know what it's made of, but it feels very cottony. Go, and then this is a piece that's cut off the roll because I was measuring out something and doing something, and somehow I ended up with quite a large piece left that was not a roll anymore. And this has both a shiny edge and I don't know, it's like it's got white thread linked or something, which is why it's pretty sure it's Night of Navy, but it comes across looking a little bit lighter because of that. There we go. So we have that. That. Both kind of festive. I think I like the blue ribbon better though. It's not what I expected. I thought we'd be going with the Real Red, but any thoughts? I think it could be either as well. You know what I think it is? This is this edge is just a little bit shiny, but for the most part, that is a matte ribbon. This one has quite a shiny edge on it, and maybe that's what's calling to me. So, easiest way to put your bows on is with a couple of glue dots. Just press your bow onto your bow with glue dots, pull it off. We got sticky stuff on the back, and that's right on there. There we go. Do we need a little bit of bling? She asks. Can always use bling, can't we? But we have some clear rhinestones here. Just sitting on here waiting to have a home. Waiting to adorn a Christmas card. How can we say no to that? Yeah, just adds a little extra sparkle. The clear rhinestones have been around for years, and they are just such a wonderful standard gem. You can color them. You can color them with your Stampin' Blends. Use the bullet end because these babies are sharp, but you can make them any color you want ultimately. Or you can just have them clear and sparkly and wonderful like that. Okay, now let me just find my mouse here, get some of this stuff out of the way, and okay, see if I can find me. Okay, bring me back in. There we go, and I'm back. So there's a couple cards, couple ways to use up your small pieces of designer series paper after you've done your main crafting and you have these little bits left and you're not really sure what to do. You just know you can't possibly throw them away because look, we just made great cards with them. My hair is doing the funky thing here. I don't know what it is. One of those days. I know a lot of people get to the point where their hair drives them nuts. Like, I gotta get this cut. It's driving me crazy. When you have long hair, it doesn't, for me anyway, it doesn't kick in quickly. But now, right now, I'm looking at my hair going, oh my goodness, it's too long and the ends are a mess and I need to get it cut. So I've had my moment. So now I just need to get to the hairdresser, get it cut. So anyway, that's for another day, another time and another day. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you like the cards. I hope you give them a try. It's a great way to use up those little bits of paper that you think might have no use, but they do. And they make beautiful cards. I hope to craft again with you all really soon. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye for now.